Yo, I gotta be real with you guys. The younger generation that's came after us has been killing it. And there's something to really talk about here. Seriously. I mean, I was watching a I Show Speed music video, and yes, it's just a music video, but the amount of talent and effort that these kids and young men and women that are born in 2000, and from the 2000 range, the early 2000s and up, them doing what they're doing, taking over with social media, is taking over with having their own business, podcasts, streaming, streams of income to, inspiring folks to continue to want to chase their dreams. They're doing it, man. They're doing it, and they showing that no matter what age you are, you could do it. And I think there's something that really have a conversation about is giving these kids and these people their props when it needs to be due. You know what I'm saying? I really do think that they're showing that you can be positive, you can do cool things and relate to people and build your own lane and fund a lifestyle in a life that is awesome, right? And I've over the time has been watching closely, specifically with certain people like Kaisenet and I Show Speed, and those are just some ones I can think of off the top. Of course, there's far more to that they can even you guys can even think of off your head. They are younger than you and I who are watching are, what I'm saying, and they're doing amazing things. Place taking things that we have never seen content creation and taking it to basic where things we have never seen been taken before. And of course, people are human beings, so there's no reason to put anybody on a pedestal at all. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that that's what I'm trying to say. I'm just saying we can learn a lot. We can learn a lot from them. Not just them, but just a younger audience. You can learn so much. And they always say you can't teach a dog or old dog new tricks. I believe you can. If you're open to listen and pay attention and actually drop your ego and say, hey, look at what they're doing. How are they doing that? Can I learn how to do this? What do I need to do? What how can I use it and put it into my lane of the tools and things they're utilizing, right? And I think that this is something of, even for me, a wake up call of like, you have to learn to evolve in times because if not, you will get left behind. We're coming into a point of where internet is meeting with AI. Internet is meeting where people are becoming their own brand and are able to change lives around them. You know what I'm saying? And inspire folks. And that's one of the most important things is that you can inspire folks. And they're doing that on a high level. And it will be crazy to not look at that and say, hey, they're doing something that I'm inspired to want to do myself. What can I learn from that? Right. And again, I think that as the generation, the 90s babies, even the 80s babies, that there's something that we can take from that and say, okay, what are these things they're doing? How they're able to relate so much to the certain audience that they're appealed to, how they have so much work and drive and ethic, just drive to do things, and the mission that they're on, and the long term goals, and the amount of brand that they have built is unbelievable. And I'm a person who's very fascinated with that because I've loved studying and seeing people who do things as far as content creation, as far as business, as far as entrepreneurship, as far as people who are just doing awesome, cool things outside in the world and online. And again, if you're a person who pays attention and says and drop your ego and say, okay, I inspired to be at other places I want to be in my life. How can I evolve? And what are the things they're doing that I can adapt and put into my own life so I can be better than I once was and will be? You see what I'm saying? And again, I just think that we could really take some from that. Like you can always learn something from somebody who's older, someone who's the same age as you, someone who's even younger. And sometimes we look at the people who's the same age as you and the same and older than you, but we don't look at the person that's younger than you and say, "Hey, what do you just did there? How can I learn from you and what you just did?" It would cut your learning curve so fast, and you would get ahead in life so fast if we also incorporate the younger generations that come after us. I think one thing that they have done better than some of our generations is not being stingy. You know what I'm saying? Not being stingy with success, not being stingy with passing information, inspiring. Like you got a lot of people in our generations doing that, but not enough. I feel like that's not enough, right? Compared to what you see now, like all of these younger generations, and I'm still part of a young generation, but I'm a 90s baby. You know what I'm saying? I'm a 90s baby. And that's just how it is. You see the new generations coming up and they're taking over and they're doing dope stuff and they showcasing that you can do it too. And on top of that, they all want to win together. What I came from growing up, bro, like no one wants to do that. Everybody just want to stay to themselves and kind of do their own thing, and it's a crazy thing to think about. Like people, that's why we haven't got this far. I really do believe we didn't get this far compared to them. Like we started it and handed the torch out, but they took it to a whole nother level just because they actually really want to see each other win. And you still got, regardless, gonna have people hating. You always gonna have people hating, but they really do want to see each other win, and they're doing things at major scales that you can only imagine. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, it is just something that came to the thought to mind of seeing that, and I'm just like, dude, we could learn so much, so much, so much on the table, information, perspective. If we just open our eyes and let our egos down, thinking because we're older and we know more that we're better. If As if that evolution doesn't pass people who don't want to change. If you don't want to grow and re-elevate yourself, evolutionize yourself, you're gonna be left behind. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just how it is. And I think that that's a great take on this, is to take out of it is that you can always learn from anybody if you have your eyes open and don't allow yourself to get passed over because you refuse to rebrand and re-evolutionize yourself. You know what I'm saying? Like don't stay being old doing the same things and not want to grow as a person, as a being, and see different perspectives and change your mindset. Your mindset of what you see and how you do things dictates how old you are and how young you are, if that makes sense. So, really a good take. I feel like that was something that I had want to talk about. If you guys enjoy talks like this, let me know. I will post it on this channel. And I do have a channel called KJ Everything that's more of a deeper personal, not like just spiritual, but just life type stuff. I got that. It's called KJ Everything. I might turn it to KJ Speaks instead of KJ Everything, just so people know it's actually that I'm speaking about things about life and everything. But I do want to post stuff like this on this channel. So let me know if y'all messing with this. Anyways, see y'all next one.